What's up? It's your boy Amateur Pro Home Chef Nathanael Levinson. Today, we're gonna make some spicy meatballs. Rolling. It's live. All right, so we're gonna be making our own meatballs from scratch, grinding our own meat. But if you don't wanna grind your own meat, then just get pork and beef in equal amounts, and that will be suffice. The other things you'll need eggs, breadcrumbs. I'm using panko breadcrumbs. Any herbage you want that to go in there. I'm gonna use some basil, some thyme, some rosemary, garlic, and that's about it. And we are going to be cooking our meatballs in our marinara sauce, but you can cook them on their own just fine. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is grind my meat. So we did this before for our smash burger episode, although then it was just beef. I got some chuck roast here, and I got some pork ribs with no bones. I like this cut of pork because it's got a little fat on it, and so generally when you're making your own, grinding your own meat, you wanna pick a fattier cut. You don't have to, but if you pick a leaner cut, you might wanna add some fat. You can get like beef suet or something like that to just add a little bit, a little bit of fat in, or some fat back, okay? So we're just gonna cut this into large chunks, not really measuring it, like roughly 1-inch cubes. This meat I've also chilled in the freezer for a few minutes just to let it firm up, because we don't want the fat melting on us while we make our mixture. So we had some technical difficulties with the grinder, but that's okay, because we got a food processor. So for a food processor, it's not gonna chop it quite as fine. You wanna pulse till you get the consistency you're looking for, because you don't wanna do a paste. That's probably sufficient. I mean, look, we've got kind of a rough chop. That's about what we're looking for. So go ahead and add that to our big bowl. Then we'll do our beef, load it into our grinder. Don't overload, right? So we'll probably do this in 2 batches. So look, we can see that it's pretty rough chopped. I don't want to go too much further than that. All right, so to our mixture, we're gonna add 2 eggs to act as a binder. We're also gonna add about a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, again, acting as a binder. I'm gonna grate in about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Then I'm gonna mince up some of my herbs and about 2 cloves of garlic. So my herbs, I've rinsed. I want to get rid of any woody stems. To nice fine herbage. Put that in. Just gonna mince those. And last but not least, we need to season this with salt and pepper. So about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of kosher salt. Beef and pork both need a lot of salt. And then we're going to add just a couple good grinds of black pepper. Now we're going to combine all of this into a nice tight mixture. You really want to make sure you get the beef and the pork mixed well. You don't want any spots that are heterogeneous, right? We want it mixed thoroughly so that every bite of meatball is gonna taste like every other bite of meatball. You have your meat mixture, and you might be asking, well, Nathaniel, how do I know if I seasoned it properly? I can't eat this raw meat mixture. No, you can't. But what you can do is take a little bit, put it in a microwave-safe container, like a ceramic bowl or something, microwave it for a minute, minute and a half until it's cooked, taste that. If it's under-seasoned, add more seasoning. That's it. So you can taste this mixture before you start cooking it by just taking a little bit and either cooking it in a pan or just throwing it in the microwave until it's cooked, and then you can taste it. Now, you can shape these meatballs by hand, right? So you just take them, roll them out into roughly ball shape, right? They don't need to be pretty, okay? Or you can get an ice cream scoop and they'll be more consistent that way, okay? But I'm gonna go with about golf ball size meatballs. You can go larger, smaller, totally up to you. The larger they are, the more time they'll take to cook, right? So with all meatballs, the first thing you wanna do is you wanna sear them on every side. You know, usually they'll flatten out, so usually it'll be one side and the other side, but you wanna sear them so you get like a nice caramelization on the outside. And then, so you sear them quickly and then you will cook them long. So if you don't wanna cook them in sauce, put them in the oven, 350 for 10 to 15 minutes or until they're done internally. You just cut one open, check if it's done. Or what we're gonna do is we're just going to sear them and then we're going to simmer them in our marinara sauce. And that's not only gonna provide the meatballs with more flavor, but it'll also make the sauce more flavorful. All right, we made some meatballs. Let's see how we did. Now I'm serving it on spaghetti, but obviously that part is optional. So we're just gonna kind of cut into one of these bad boys. Store-bought meatballs just are not comparable. Man, it's just so good. The pork and the beef work really well together. Beef gives it like a punch of flavor. Pork gives it this nice, almost sausagey, but not quite texture. It's a nice meaty bite. It's fabulous. Yeah, that's the best spaghetti and meatballs you ever have, is when you make it yourself. So until next time, I'm your boy, amateur pro home chef Nathanael Levinson. If you want to reenact Lady and the Tramp, now you can.